Hi everybody. I am taping this session on Tuesday, February 16th, 2021. I usually say it's Wednesday, and my name is Bergen-Jackson, but it's Tuesday, and you may be watching this on Tuesday or Wednesday, I'm not quite sure. So the update is for Tuesday, the 16th, because I'm not going to be here tomorrow. So all is well in the land of Oaknoll. We have no COVID positive cases right now, which is amazing in our 49th week of this pandemic, 3 weeks shy of a year. Can you believe it? I can't believe it. So we started this whole thing March 8th and it's February 16th. So no COVID positive cases, no huge vaccine clinics scheduled, so that's nice. We'll have a small wrap-up clinic scheduled the first week of March to catch all of the people that got their first shot on my birthday. So I can say with great confidence that 99% of the residents here have received the vaccine and 90% of the staff. We also included people who teach classes and religious services, volunteers, so that we can start getting some things opened up in the Oaknoll bubble. Now, just because you received your vaccine doesn't mean that you're 100% protected from this virus. I know it's confusing. So the Pfizer vaccine and the Moderna vaccine are both rated between 94 and 95% for efficacy, which is very high. It has reduced the odds of you getting COVID tremendously. However, there is still a small percentage where you could get exposed to COVID. I would say the likelihood of you needing hospitalization if you got COVID at this point is pretty low. I don't want to say it's 100%, but it's in the 90th percentile that you would need to be, that you would not need to be hospitalized, because the vaccine has proven to be so effective with the symptoms of COVID-19 and the acute severity of the disease, both way, way better. But that doesn't mean you can't get COVID. And it doesn't mean that you can't transmit COVID. And so although we're all ready to throw our masks to the wind and start to have fun and have a big party, we need to be careful. So I've talked about this before in a couple of videos, but I've gotten a lot of feedback this week that people don't want to wear their masks. And if their friends are vaccinated, they want to bring them in for a meal. And I understand that, but that's not how we're going to do it. So if you're out of your apartment, you should be wearing a mask. You should still be hand washing. You should still, maintain some distance between people, 6 feet still. They haven't made that recommended change yet. They did come out with an update from the CDC that if you're fully vaccinated and 2 weeks past your second vaccine, and you get exposed to COVID, you don't need to quarantine anymore. So I know I've seen that in the news, and I've had some people ask me questions about that. That does not include people who live in a congregate setting. So that doesn't include us. It doesn't include healthcare workers, and it doesn't include people who live with other people. So if you're exposed to COVID, I would expect you to still maintain your quarantine for 14 days in your apartment. Having said that, Johnson County is not vaccinated, but Oaknoll is well vaccinated. Very happy to say. So I would encourage you to go to 3rd on 3rd or Oak or Scotty's on the east side if you want to have a meal. I'm worried about how long we've been at this and how isolated people have become. And I don't want that to be your norm. So if you feel comfortable coming out for a meal, you can make a reservation. You can sit with 1 or 2 people at a table or up to 4. And then after this video goes, we're going to increase the number of people to sit at a table to 6. Having said that, it makes sense then that we could have 6 people on the bus if we're going to do transports to the grocery store or run errands or go to the pharmacy or things like that. So in the memo tomorrow, you'll see an update from Tony Rowe about transportation. I'm going to send out my family update that I send to health center and assisted living families to all of you today. So you'll get that in your mailbox on Tuesday. In that update, it talks about what we can do, what we're going to change. And so I'm very happy to say that we're going to open up to visitors, indoor visitors. Now, in the same breath, I'm going to say it makes me nervous. So if you're in independent living and you want to have somebody come visit you, they have to screen in at the door. They don't need to make an appointment, and they need to go straight to your apartment. We're not going to have them eating in the common areas just yet because a lot of people here are not comfortable with that. And I want to get our Oaknoll people out of their apartments first. Once everybody in Johnson County is vaccinated, then we'll make decisions based on that. But right now, we're safe with our bubble, and that's our Oaknoll people. So come to the dining rooms, go to the movie theater. David's also going to put an announcement in about having a program. The number of people coming to the program will be limited. The space between the performers and the crowd will be larger than normal, and they will be tested before they perform. We're trying to be really careful, but we're also trying to have a little fun at the same time. So you'll get the grid. I updated the grid. I took a lot of information off about the other categories. Right now we're in a yellow county, which means medium positivity. So the positive cases in Johnson County is around 7%. It's been 7% for the last 3 weeks. So we're holding pretty steady, and I feel comfortable moving to visitors. If you want to visit somebody in the health center or assisted living, and this is different, you can just go visit them. So outside visitors for the health center and assisted living will need to make appointments through Lindsay like normal. But if you live at Oaknoll and you've been vaccinated, you can just go visit your friends if you want to. They can eat in the dining room with you if you want them to. We're okay to cross levels of care because we've all been vaccinated. So I hope that makes sense to everybody. So if you want to go visit your friend in the short stay, just go do that. The only thing I'll say is if they're a new admission, they'll be in quarantine for 14 days, and we should probably limit the amount of visitors somebody gets when they're in quarantine. So we talked about music, we talked about meals, we talked about transportation. We don't have to test the staff twice a week anymore, so next week we'll move to testing the staff once a week. Every change that we make makes me a little nervous, but we have science on our side, so we're following all of the recommendations that make sense. If you have concerns about things that we're changing, or you want to talk something through further, please feel free to give me a call. I'm willing. This is very confusing stuff. There's a lot of information, and I want everybody to be comfortable. So bridge players, you're in, play bridge. Pool players, you're in, play pool. I haven't asked Bruce to take out the common pool cues and stuff because they need to be disinfected between users. So still continue to bring your own cues for a little while longer. Mixers is open, Third on Third is open, Scotty's is open. I can't think of anything I forgot. So Tony will put a note in the memo about grocery store runs and 6 people in the bus, up to 6 people in the bus. Bruce is going to allow reservations for up to 6 people at a time in the dining rooms. And that was your request. So people were asking to have more people seated together. If you don't feel comfortable with 6, make a reservation for 2. It's 1 to 6, so your level of comfort. Group size can go up to 20 to 25, depending on what space you're in and if you can be socially distanced. We vaccinated several people for religious services. I think the art teacher came. Laura had felt like 500, but that's not accurate, maybe 15 or 20 instructors come and get vaccinated. So that's excellent news too. So I think that's my update for the week. It's all good news today. So enjoy having visitors and keep your fingers crossed that Johnson County's positivity doesn't change. But keep it in the back of your mind that we make decisions based on the disease activity in the county. And so if the numbers go up, we'll have to make changes again. But it's all very temporary as we move forward with the pandemic. So stay optimistic, and I'll see you in 2 weeks. Thanks.